Millions of people take minerals and herbs every day expecting their body to change. But what if the real problem isn't the supplement and it isn't the dose? What if the body simply isn't responding? Because the body isn't missing the remedy. It's stuck in a state where it can't use it. People often assume that if a supplement doesn't work, the supplement must be the problem. Maybe the dose is wrong. Maybe the brand is weak. Maybe the body is simply too damaged to respond. So they try something else. A stronger mineral, a different herb, a more aggressive protocol. But minerals and herbs don't force the body to change. They rely on systems inside the body that must already be able to respond. And when the nervous system stays under constant pressure, those systems shift priorities. Instead of repair, the body focuses on protection. Instead of restoration, it prepares for threat. In that state, responsiveness drops, not because the remedy failed, but because the system that uses it is temporarily unavailable. So the real question may not be, why don't supplements work? The deeper question is this: is the body currently able to respond to them? Most people think minerals act like quick fixes. Take magnesium, muscles relax. Take potassium, energy improves. But minerals don't work like that. Minerals are not stimulants. They're materials the body uses to complete thousands of chemical reactions. Magnesium doesn't force muscles to relax. It allows the reactions that make relaxation possible to finish potassium. Potassium doesn't create energy. It supports the electrical balance cells need to produce energy in the first place. Think of minerals like construction materials. Bricks don't build a house by themselves. They only work when the workers and tools are ready to use them. Your body works the same way. When the nervous system is calm and balanced, minerals can be used efficiently. But when stress stays elevated for long periods of time, the body burns through these materials much faster. Magnesium is consumed during stress responses. Electrolytes shift to support constant alertness. Energy production becomes less efficient, so even when minerals are present, the system using them may already be, and when that happens, the body isn't refusing support. It's simply prioritizing survival over optimization. Herbs work very differently than most people think. They don't force the body to do something. They suggest a direction. In other words, herbs act more like signals than commands. A calming herb doesn't knock the nervous system down the way a drug might. Instead, it sends a message that says, it may be safe to slow down. Digestive herbs send signals that encourage the body to produce enzymes and move food properly. Adaptogenic herbs send signals that help the body balance stress responses. But here's the important part. The nervous system still decides whether to listen. If the body feels safe, the signal is received and the system adjusts. But if the nervous system believes there is still danger, those signals may be ignored. Not because the herb failed, but because the body is prioritizing protection. Think of herbs like someone knocking on a door. They can knock, they can signal, but they cannot force the door to open. Only the body can decide when that happens. So what actually keeps the body from responding? Often it isn't a lack of supplements. It's the environment the body is operating in. Modern life keeps the nervous system constantly stimulated. Artificial light late at night, screens inches from the eyes for hours, notifications, noise, and constant information. Add in poor sleep, irregular meals, and ongoing psychological stress, and the body begins shifting into protective modes. In these states, the nervous system prioritizes alertness over repair. Digestion slows. Absorption may still occur, but the actual use of nutrients becomes less efficient. The body starts conserving energy and redirecting resources towards survival functions. This creates a loop. Stress increases demand for minerals. Poor sleep reduces recovery. Constant stimulation keeps the nervous system elevated. And the longer that pattern continues, the harder it becomes for supportive inputs to create change. Not because the minerals failed, not because the herbs were ineffective, but because the body has temporarily shifted its priorities. If the body isn't responding, the instinct is usually to add more, stronger supplements, more complex protocols, higher doses. But the body often responds better to the opposite approach, reducing interference, The nervous system becomes more responsive when pressure is lowered. Sleep improves signal timing inside the body. Reduced stimulation allows hormones to reach. Gentle routines give biological systems space to regulate again. When that happens, minerals and herbs often begin working the way people expected them to in the first place. Not because the supplement changed, but because the system receiving it became available again. Healing rarely happens by forcing the body. It happens when conditions allow the body to do what it already knows how to do. Sometimes the most powerful change isn't adding more support. It's removing the pressure that prevents the body from responding. So when minerals or herbs don't seem to work, the conclusion people reach is often simple. The supplement must be ineffective, but the body is more complex than that. Minerals provide materials, herbs provide signals, but the body decides whether those materials are used and whether those signals are received. When the nervous system is balanced, these supports can work exactly as intended. But when the system is locked in protection mode, responsiveness decreases. The body is not broken, it is adapting. It is prioritizing safety over optimization. And once the system begins to feel safe again, the same supports that once seemed ineffective can suddenly become useful, because the goal was never to force the body to heal. The goal was to create the conditions where healing becomes possible. The body is not broken, often. It's simply protecting itself.